Jason and Anders.
Well, friend is a strong word.
Yeah, well, you gotta be careful with that, don't you? Smoking off the door and then going to the ramp room. It is a classic on this map, trying to see if they can surprise Heroic who are playing on the CT side of Nuke. Second map here. Very, very quick intro to the game, and we're already fighting at the lower B bombs. Like, oh no, the bomb, it dropped all the way down. They're committed. Flamey jumping down to pick it up, and Snappy was ready for it. Another one being sacrificed to Snappy in this corner. And now just Electronic and Simple left, and somehow Snappy is still alive back there. They're finally going to find him, but it might have been just a little bit too late. They're low on health, and a man down.
3 players just dropping right into Snappy's crosshair. He was living the dream. Na'Vi now, Electronic and Simple have to try and find a couple kills before they commit to this bomb site, before they try and get the plant down. The timing's not with Electronic. He's looking the wrong direction. It's all on Simple. And he's got no armor. He does have a Glock with the Na'Vi skin on it. I think at this point, if you're Simple, like in his head, I know probably every single round is play to win, and you can't really argue with that with someone of his skill. But at this point, with 11 HP, I think your goal has to just be get the bomb planted. Like, who cares about the round win? Get the extra $100 for your team.
Just try and see if you can do that, yeah. At least they weren't running out of time in this round, Jason. That's something to really keep an eye on.
Yeah, right, baby steps. We're moving in the right direction.
We're not going to count the time that's left now, because that's kind of unfair. And I mean, yeah, he for him right now, the best would actually, if he gets around this silo without running into anyone, that would be the bomb plant, I think. Not going to be there in time to stop him. That's a good win. Well, the Glock is still very hard to do much with here. Boosting on top of the hot, that's also not a bad idea at all, just to get some high ground. You can drop down on top of him as well. He's looking for the flank, and I think he's going to have the bad timing, unfortunately. Still, that's pretty good. That's better than you would have expected, probably. And
this opens up the opportunity if they want to go for the ever-popular Krieg drop over to a teammate. If they have the money for it, or just drop some rifles over and then have some kind of aggression and some kind of strength in the second round. This is silly.
I would love to see maybe we can get 3 clicks for the button. It's like, what's the randomness of the bomb? It seems like you know, if there's like a force that how far it can go is like between 1 and 200, and it just like sometimes just launches somewhere and you're just like, oh, okay, great. I don't know if I would want to drop straight down, but there is like a random element in that that's really hard to deal with.
I don't even think the bomb is the worst part about that. And also, I mean, pistols, because Na'Vi didn't get enough kills in the pistol round to afford the rifle drop. But it's not even the bomb dropping. It's the fact that 3 players from Na'Vi just come one by one dropping into dark.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it was just, it's, you know, take a second. Maybe get 2 players. Help each other out.
I agree.
Boomich lead the way, dropping down onto the roof on top of Mini. Simple is waiting for the peek, and this is handled very well by Heroic. Only 1 player going down, that's Borup. But Flamey has no real chance here, and yeah, caught out in the open. A couple players swinging wide on him, 2-0 with no real issues. But here come the rifles for the Na'Vi offense.
Yeah, so they're happy to take that round and just accept it, and we'll see if they could do some more in the 3rd round here. Krieg. Another one picked up, and Flamey, I'm guessing, will have something shortly. Oh, a bit of a pause being called. Is that for just a tactical timer in the 3rd round?
Ooh, I guess it could be. I guess it would have to be. We haven't seen anything in the chat. We haven't seen anything from the players suggesting that it would be tech. And they're all chatting. So yeah, I guess maybe Na'Vi is importance on this rounder. I mean, maybe it's just something where they're just saying, guys, you know, we lost to the timer a couple times in the previous map. We lost to the time a couple times yesterday on this map specifically against G2. Let's not do that again. Let's get all our ducks in a row, as they say.
I don't think it was a tactical timeout.
It was a tech?
Yeah, I think there was something. I want to say, yeah, I think it was. Anyway, Flamey ends up with the Krieg, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but it'll be fine. I mean, it's still a functional weapon, at least in some people's hands. Not in mine. Scout in play on Cadian, and a fair few grenades on the Heroic side. Overall, one of them landing right on top of Electronic. That's a great first early grenade there. Could make things easier. Cadian playing with the Scout. He's all the way outside, hoping to tag somebody up, but Electronic, he's made his way here, but he's on 27 health.
Yeah, he got tagged up a lot. That's a bit brutal. Simple, I imagine we'll be seeing him risk those fights a lot in this half, just peering in towards the upper bomb site through hut, trying to find a one-on-one duel. Slow from Na'Vi, a minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. Guardian and Electronic look like they want to challenge in secret, but no one in lobby is really lined up towards ramp room if they want to pinch this. So, I mean, this can go a number of different ways, and I think it's going to be predicated on how much success these two players have.
Walking into another grenade. Electronic is not liking this game, at least not this round so far. Guardian going to be smoked across there. But so far they seem to know. They seem to have a pretty good setup, Heroic, to at least be in position in case there was a B push coming.
Well, I think Guardian Electronic, or at least Guardian, has applied enough pressure to force someone to be very worried about that lower bomb site hit. Obviously, Borup is very much dedicated
30 seconds.
To that lower bomb site, yeah. And Cadian's going to get attacked with a scout, but they're going to attack upper. They're going to try and pinch this. Electronic has great positioning, so that's the opening kill, and now they need to move forward.
And they need to move forward pretty quickly here. It's down on the low ground. S-Tag in the corner, taking down Boomich and Flamey, and they were two of the high health players that were even left on Na'Vi. 13 seconds left, and they get absolutely mowed down. Electronic, no chance at all. 10 health left and just 10 seconds there at the beginning of that 1 versus 3. And surely he's going to be found. He's got 1 kill there, and Stown will drop him at the end. A slightly expensive round, but a quad kill overall on S-Tag. And some questions, I think, being asked by Simple there.
Yeah, nothing, I mean, that's just tough to clear in a round where there's no nades on Na'Vi this late in the round. It's not a full-blown set piece. They're trying to make their way into the bomb site, and oh, that's a lot of frustration for early in the game. That's the kind of frustration that builds up over a couple days and just starts to bubble to the surface.
And then, what happens? Got to go for a run. You've got to, I don't know.
I don't know. That is the question.
If you're Simple, just play some FPL or something, like whatever it is he does.
Yeah, or just like start playing, you know, these games like FPL. I think one of the tough parts I have with that really makes this difficult for me to get excited about the Na'Vi strategies of like running down this clock so frequently is when they do eventually get to these bomb sites, they have no idea what they're going to encounter. They haven't like done any. They have no information because they've been playing most of it so passively that they don't know what the setup is going to be like. So they are coming in with no utility and having to clear literally every single corner, and that they're making it difficult on themselves when it comes down to that.
Yeah, we're sort of, in some sense, we're second guessing Blade a little bit, and I don't know. I feel very uneasy doing that. Maybe there's some sort of deeper logic to it that we're not seeing yet. That, you know, that they're testing out this early way of playing, and then down the road, it's gonna all make sense, and we'll be in a position where we'll say, you know what, actually, you know, they had trouble figuring out exactly how to do it, but now that it's all you know, been put into place, now it's looking amazing. That could well be, but right now there's definitely a lot of things lacking. Yeah,
and I guess I mean, you have to have some confidence in Blade, and you know, I think a lot of us have a lot of respect for his knowledge of the game and his ideas of the game. Good kill from Flamey. Can come back to that conversation in a second. Ooh, there it is. That's the kill that you just mentioned, and Cadian's going to help bring this round back into their favor. 3 quick kills for the heroic side. I think the problem is we saw this kind of slow pace out of Na'Vi previously, right? We saw it in like 2013 to 2015 to 2016. We saw it in like the early history of Na'Vi and CSGO.
Yeah.
We've seen it for a couple days now at this event. And it's become, I mean, we've mentioned it a number of times with this team in the past where it's just like, you know, they are a team that have tried these strategies of running the clock down very low, and it's had varying success in recent years.
Yeah, I think even back in the day, one of the things that made it have a higher chance of success is that they, for at least for a while, they were like the only team in the world that seemed to do it. So every other team were playing against each other, and we're finding like a rhythm and how the game would, you know, go back and forth. It was also
early enough on that I don't think people really understood the same way how to play with smokes.
Yeah, that's true. Like, definitely a lot has changed since that, so it might be tricky. Molotov gets caught by the container, and I don't think that's meant to do that. It might have even been halfway meant to stop someone like S-Tag getting here. Electronic certainly way out of his depth there. There's so many angles to cover when you're running across that, and he just wasn't ready for it. They've been trying to do that a lot, getting Electronic down there. The first time he ended up with 10 health by the time he even saw anybody, and this time was just... They took the last 10 as well. Very greedy.
Very greedy. 3 players in lobby. There's the Molotov to force Borup out. Oh, they're going to try and punish, but he somehow comes out on top of that initial fight, almost connecting onto Simple as well, who's brought down to 32, and that's a bit of a risky slide out into the open, but again, he's done damage on the Guardian, and he gets away scot-free. A 3-on-5 for Na'Vi. On Train, they won the first 5 rounds of both halves and still lost the map. Here on Nuke, they're about to go down 0-5 to start out this offensive half. Good kill from Boomich, good recovery. Oh, even spots went up at the rafters, but the defense holds strong. Very strong, in fact, and it's 5-0 indeed.
Yeah, you'd love to see that that kind of... I mean, I even thought Boomich was going to go down, trying to enter into Mini there. It looked like he was going to get shot in the back. He did for a flashbang, it didn't really work out, but I'm seeing head shaking, I'm seeing the migraine massage coming out of the forehead there. Stalled.
Yeah, if you've ever needed to see what a headache looks like.
That's it, isn't it? Oh, man. Na'Vi, where is...
You worried? Too early to be worried?
I'm a little bit worried.
That's a big gap in the wall. They're going to have to use that final smoke, and that's going to hurt if they eventually do make it to that lower bomb site. Not having the utility to get in safely, and surely S-Tac has a lot of intel. Already player, you can see the Tracer to the left there down here. Borup with the chance, there's the jump across, and he doesn't even want the fight. He's got so many teammates here, why would you commit to it? S-Tac maybe overextending, and Borup's got to get away. The flashbang's not going to stop them. The Tech-9 turning the corner.
Now I'm excited again. Tech-9's in play. Snappy, though, with a pretty good flank. Guardian has picked up an M4 in the meantime. And he'll at least get the kill on Snappy. Yeah, shoulder just showing there.
That's the bomb as well. So yeah, Simple as the upper bomb site, but Guardian has no way to get to him.
Surely somebody's... Oh, wait, are they covering that with a... Oh, he's just going to jump straight down. That's not even trying to fake it out. They've fallen back in the meantime. They don't really want to be covering that. Oh, nice pick off there. Guardian goes down. And now Simple with an AK-47, though. They can't really make it up the vent. That doesn't make any sense. And he's going to be running outside right into it. That could have been death already. He's down out there. Cadian coming in probably from the high ground with the AWP. They have a Molotov as well, so they could do so much against him here. Gonna be an early flashbang to set it up first. No, the Molotov instead limiting that bomb site for him. He turns around, but time is running out. They do have a kit on Stown, so that's really critical right now because clock is already running a little bit low here. And Simple in a lot of trouble. He still gets the 1 kill, and now Stown on the other side. Is he gonna try and go for the will? And Simple will take him out. A nice 1 versus 2 for Simple. And Na'Vi desperately needed that. He really controlled that well. Yeah,
well, he got a lot of respect as well from Stown coming up from Secret, not even trying to take any more of that fight, even though he had him caught off guard. And you got to admire Simple even just baiting out the peek from Cadian and just shooting some bullets right into the wall to make Cadian think he's turned his head to take the opposite fight. That is a beautiful way to force a 1 versus 1.
I think what's worrying me about this Na'Vi team, I'm fine with, like, you know, early mistakes that need to be fixed or anything. I just don't want to see the frustration. I think that's more where I'm at, you know.
I'm fine with the frustration, actually. I'd rather see it than not see it.
Yeah, but if you, I don't know, mentally you've told yourself already, you know what, like, this is a project that we're building and it's going to take a little bit of time, you know? Maybe at least you shouldn't be too upset. Well, maybe we'll see. I mean, maybe we're just, maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Maybe it isn't that bad. It's just Simple, you know, being a perfectionist. Ooh, Snappy, that's the... Whenever that Molotov lands on top of you, you've got 2 choices, right? Like, you either run to try and take the fight, or you fall back and take a fair bit of damage. And Snappy just had his gun out perfectly in time. So a brilliant round out of Heroic, and I don't know, that's going to be very deflating to Na'Vi, surely.
Yeah, and certainly in terms of their wallet. Not a whole lot of money to fight with in the next rounds. 2 timeouts taken by Na'Vi already.
All right.
Going into round 8. Blade's got a little bit of hand-talking going. It's not powerful, but it's elegant, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's a good word for it.
I think the frustration, I'm fine with it because I think it's, I think it probably mirrors frustration of people watching this who see this team and see the potential and see how much talent and skill they have.
Yeah, definitely. And especially because when it is working for this Na'Vi team, this current lineup,
it's so cool.
It is looking very cool. So why can't we have that all the time?
Well, the Desk talked about it. This is a elimination game. If Na'Vi cannot win this map, Heroic will knock them out in 2. And that would be a very shocking result indeed. Danish Counter-Strike is freakishly good.
It has been working out quite well in the last couple of years. Although, to be fair, we are starting to see a lot of young new talent coming out in the CIS region as well, which I think in itself is super exciting. Hopefully we can get more of that, you know, onto bigger teams and just seeing them more on the international stage. That would be great. 8th round here, and they have a couple of creeks, some deagles, and they're going to try and see if they can fight their way in outside. Nice fight for S-Tag behind the flashbang. Set up from KD, and really deep one there. And he gets one of the creeks and one of the deagles, and now taking down Boomich as well. This is incredibly well handled by Heroic.
Oof, evens down on the flank with that shotgun. Got one on Guardian, and it's just electronic. This investment, this minor investment from Na'Vi doesn't get them anything. Not even a single kill quite yet. Not even a single kill at all. Good response from Borup. And I think now, 7-1 lead, and after that first map victory, you're going to start seeing these Heroic guys are going to be feeling confident. Like, that first map win is where, like, even the young guys are just going to think in their head, like, we can handle, you know, these guys who are supposedly the best in the world. You know, we're not outshadowed or outplayed by them in any stretch. 1 kill on Boomich, 2 on Guardian and Flamey each.
Yeah, there's really no reason not to be confident. And I guess the only thing you need to really do is to not let that run away with you, right? Like, to keep it under control as much as you can. Make sure you... A 7-1 lead is amazing, but why not keep going, right? Why let them back in the game at all if you can avoid it? So don't take unnecessary risks, and remember what the game plan is from the beginning. I think that's got to be the key here. Running out to the A site, Stout, and that's a very, very deep push that they were allowed to get there.
Time to save. Ooh, even that 3rd kill, Borup did not need to come up, but I guess maybe they're trying to turn it with Snappy on that flank. That might have been a possibility. That's Na'Vi catching Heroic with a rough defensive setup. Only the one player, Stound, felt like the only one actually trying to defend the bomb site. They do burn a 2-on-3, and this is where it gets dicey. Have they gotten baited in to go for this retake?
Surely not. Like, that was a pretty quick bomb plant. Already so much time off the clock. I don't see why they would.
I think you just set up and take guns away.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. This tag, I think, he's just again probing him at the moment. He's going to be going down, but I think that's what they want to do. Just take the guns away if you can. Snappy, that smoke unfortunately blocking him a bit. Oh, he's still going to guess the angle, taking down Guardian. That's an expensive round for Na'Vi, in spite of winning it, which is obviously, I guess, the big news.
It's an expensive round for Heroic, though, as well. That didn't have to be that expensive. The save call doesn't come in quick enough, and obviously a couple kills at the end, and they get lured into the idea that it's still a possibility. 7-2, still a powerful lead, but Heroic, this is where you don't want to let your foot off the throat of Na'Vi. You have them in such a vulnerable position.
I mean, that's not going to happen very often, right? The guy playing by the squeak door, he went down the vent, and then there's a guy alone at on the site itself, and Mini was smoked off, and I think Borup or S-Tag playing there couldn't do anything. So normally there's going to be way more of a hold towards the exit of that hut, right? And you're not just going to be allowed to run onto the bomb site. So still, good round for Na'Vi, and that's really...
They needed it.
Yeah, that's what they need, whatever it takes at this point.
They slow the pace right back down again.
Aggressive from Snappy, look at this.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at where Na'Vi's positioned. They only have Simple in lobby. Everyone else is still back right at the entrance to T-spawn. Flamey as well in Squeaky Door room, but
he could be... Snappy and Simple, they're right neck and neck here. Bit of a fight, and Simple will win it. Man, Snappy's going to be so upset. He actually had I think he had the advantage in that one. S-Tag, thinking about it, there's a big gap there. I think he could see through that. Does guess the angle, and Boomich goes down. So at least they get the kill back.
All right, Simple going to move forward into ramp room. He's going to lead the way. Teammates behind him. There's no defenders here. You do have Borup already in the lower bomb site. Cadian as well guarding under heaven with this op, and he'll have a chance for a pick, perhaps. X-Ray was tantalizing, but Borup can hold on.
Yeah, just needs a clean kill into the site and then, not get flanked. I think that's the other big thing right here. Here's Guardian up there. Stown goes down. That's electronic charging in. Borup able to pick up the one. That does reveal the position at the very least. He wanted to use that grenade, and just as he does, oh, it comes out anyway and does a lot of damage. Simple low on health, and Cadian on the other side. And now Flamey, 10 seconds. He can't even really take this fight, and S-Tag will take him down. A triple again. S-Tag is 17-4. going into round number 11, and that is crushing for Na'Vi.
Everything working out for Heroic, even the mistakes, even just standing in an open doorway with the nade in your hand and getting eliminated. That nade still does so much work for his teammates, peeking from a different angle. Heroic making all the right plays, and Na'Vi again getting shut down and perhaps a little bit stumped. These slow tactics from them, because the clock is running down so low, one thing that it's allowing Heroic to do is over-rotate in a sense. Because there's not a whole lot of time left on the clock, Na'Vi don't have the options to switch bomb sites. They don't have the options to readjust the attack. They have to commit at a certain point, and you know, when you're committing at 25 seconds left, the defense can basically just swarm. Stown again is going to have a tough time. His teammates are going to be blocked by the smoke. This is a different angle for him to take the fight. A big trade from Guardian trying to swing into the bomb site. And S-Tag is falling, and so is Borup. Again, Na'Vi find a timing where there's only one defender in the upper bomb site.
Snappy, though, being allowed really far in. He's going to win that fight. Goes for a second one. I think, yeah, that's a great position. They have a lot of grenades left here against Simple. They didn't win the 1 versus 2 last time, but this time they've got more of a chance, I think. There's line being covered by Cadian, smartly making sure he doesn't escape the bomb site. And this time, Simple couldn't do it all on his own. It's going to be a 9th round for Heroic instead. But surely that's the last time that A-push is going to be working. If you're Heroic, you've surely got to make sure that that never happens again. Yeah, because that's been the most promising thing that Na'Vi's had. It's already netted him 1 round and almost a second one here. This time, I think it was just maybe confusion in the setup. There were 2 players in Mini who got blocked by that smoke. So that might have just been a miscommunication on the setup. Who's going where? I think if you're Na'Vi, though, you're really relying on the fact that you can eventually turn the corner and break the money of Heroic. You've done a decent enough job of keeping the economy low on the CT side, and you just need that final push, that final push over the edge that forces them back to pistols. I mean, it has to come really, really soon. They're definitely in trouble. Grenade tags up Electronic a bit. That has been a story for a lot of this. He still cleanly wins the fight. Actually, it's Boomich to get the kill, sorry. But, and Simple on the other side, so great opening.
This half, Na'Vi's been so much more successful and impactful with quicker and more aggressive strategies.
Yeah.
Their slow ones have felt very flat, and I know that's been like a... At this point, we probably sound like a broken record. But it's just odd to see them continue going back to it when these fast strategies have gotten them into bomb sites, have gotten them bomb plants.
Is there a world in which, if you're one of the players playing on Na'Vi right now, and maybe you have the same feeling, like, well, yeah, but our, you know, first bullet accuracy, our superstars on this team, like, if we just run in and take a fight like that, we just win it a lot. That feels amazing, but if you're Blade trying to put together a long-term strategy, you say, like, yeah, but that can't be the plan, you know? Well,
you've brought Blade onto this. Oh, that is a great pop flash, and that almost could have been incredible. Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I think you're right to a certain degree. But I think if you bring Blade into this team, you do have to put some faith in it. And I mean, there's plenty of examples in Counter-Strike. You remember, nice find from Simple. Remember when the Brazilians, when Luminosity moved over to North America, the first time, right when they moved, and they played in North American Pro League, and they'd gotten into top 8 of every single major they'd been to at that point, and everyone expected them to just steamroll the Americas, and they didn't. But what you saw to them was like, they were struggling because they were trying to implement some new things, and it took them some time. It took them like a season or 2 to really make that effective. It's not just an easy thing of just transitioning into it. It's changing the way you think about those rounds when you're playing it slower versus fast. So it's going to take time.
And investing that time and then losing games or rounds, you know, early on when you're making the investment, it's even harder when you have the other card on your hand, right? That says, yeah, but we could just run and gun, and we'd probably be doing pretty well. So I don't know if that's what's happening. It's just a theory for maybe why we're seeing some of the frustration and maybe why we're seeing some of the lack of output here from Na'Vi, which we certainly are.
It's also a product of a circuit that doesn't have a whole lot of free time to make those changes outside of tournaments, which I think the desk yesterday was discussing the fact that Na'Vi has mentioned a few times that this event, they're treating it almost like a boot camp in a way, where they're going to try some of the new things that they're implementing.
That is a very good kill, very good timing out of Katie in there. 3 on 3. They really don't have a lot to do this retake with, and without the armor, they shouldn't be winning many of these fights. Katie picking up 1 more. Could go for the wall bang against Guardian. That would be just the round to do it in, but not going to be able to. And I think probably time is already running out. Might just be better to save these.
No kits, but if they get this kill on Guardian quickly enough, I was going to say 2 Molotovs, if they put them in the right place, there's no way Simple can get involved in the action with only 29 HP. So they need this kill right now, and I think that's the one that Cadian's just going to back away. He's saying, all right, we gave it a good run, a good old college try. can back off now. AK in hand. 4th round for Na'Vi. So as rough as this half has been, as we see so frequently right at the end, just a couple rounds that opens up some possibilities.
It does, at the very least, right? Like 9-6 would feel really good. And Heroic also running into some economic troubles now, obviously, so that also is a difference. It's a very nice shot, very nice camera angle. Aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, the focus was all great. Distance between the subject matter.
That's what I was going for. I don't
The
know
light and dark contrast.
I don't know any camera terms, so sorry about that.
Here we go.
Molotov to block off the smoke. Ooh, did it still do something? Yeah, I think it still did a fair bit. Obviously, sometimes you can prevent that smoke from going down in the right position, and then there's a big gap. Electronic again low on health early in the round. I feel like that's been like, you know, just 60% of the round so far. He just starts the round at, you know, low health.
I feel like every single map in Counter-Strike has that one position on the T side that is just like, it's a 50-50 whether you play the round with 100 HP or like 20. You know, it's obviously like Inferno on, it's Banana. Here it's that the player who's making the aggressive outside run. Mirage, it's whoever wants to maybe get aggressive over towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, there is definitely some jobs you just, you know, would rather not want to do. But
yeah, it's like dirty jobs. Dirty jobs of Counter-Strike. Ooh, S-tag, timing peak. Boomich is turning the corner, but he catches him right at the last second. And Stown, a powerful position considering the manpower that Na'Vi do not have.
Yeah, they sort of run out. Oh, Borup even waiting down the bottom of the vent. S-tag has gone down. But Katie and again has been pretty good in this game. Stown will take down Simple, and that was also the bomb. And Electronic probably meant to be some sort of a late lurk or flank or something in this strategy. Doesn't matter when they don't get the kills, and Stown will get the last one there. 10 for Heroic in the first half, and they're back to their winning ways. That's actually still a problem for the Na'Vi economy. They're going to be buying into this 15th round no matter what, but I think maybe they could have had a little bit more with a bomb plant or something. That would have maybe given them the extra grenades at the end. Lille being picked up there. Still not completely satisfied, although I agree Na'Vi have given themselves at least a chance here.
Well, we look at Train, right? Despite the 10-5 first half lead for Heroic, that CT side for Na'Vi was spectacular. They brought it right back, even though they eventually did lose. They looked great for a certain amount of time, so a real chance of that same switch happening. Snappy trying to get lucky through the smoke, and Simple's going to challenge it. Here's the reload and all. He showed his leg just before the peak. He slowed down at the wrong moment, and Snappy had a half second to really hold his composure.
Yeah, that's the part of Counter-Strike that's more art than science, right? Like, when do you stop? Because if you just keep running, that's not going to be great either. S-Tag, who's had just a devastating first half from the Na'Vi's point of view. 20 kills so far. Taking out another one outside and going for that fight, tapping away. Doesn't want to stick around. Oh, maybe did stick around for a bit too long. Guardian able to pick him down. And now it's a 3-on-3. Borup now sneaking in. They're so aggressive here on this defense. And long-range spray for Borup. He's got that nailed. Boomich, no more. Flamey with a good headshot to take down Snappy. And now it's a 2-on-2. See if they could do anything here. A little bit more damage. They need a bomb plant.
Cadian's just waiting. He's going for the peak now, sees the vent. Oh, he tags him now. He drops all the way down. Superman's onto the floor, and Guardian, oh, he switched away from the op. That is an awkward timing for it, but he drops down the vent. He's going to get the bomb into the lower bomb site, and I think everyone's going to forget about Flamey for the moment. Nobody cares about him at this point. They want to get to this lower site, and Guardian trying desperately to communicate to get his teammate here to help him out.
That's a very annoying smoke of your Guardian. You would love to get just a free kill on that first entry as they come around the corner. But instead, now they're close and they even have a Molotov. So they're both on this side. Oh dear, that Molotov is going to be it. No chance for any kind of a stoppage here. Now it is a very long defuse because Cadian has the kit, but still, oh, headshot from Flamey. And he's still defusing forever and ever. And somehow, Na'Vi win the round. One defuse kit short of a win there, I believe. And Flamey with the quad kill.
What a spectacular recovery from Na'Vi. We're going to head to a break and relax after that, and we'll be right back with the second half.
welcome back. Blade going over the last details here as we head into the second half of the second map on Nuke. And this is an elimination game, so now we need to hold on right now because they're down 10-5, and they already lost the first map. Things aren't looking that good at the moment.
No, this would be, I mean, even despite maybe, as we've kind of theorized, trying some new styles of play to incorporate into their game plans for the future, I think still going out 0-2 in this event would be devastating for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I think that's my way to sort of rationalize or try and justify what we're seeing, right?
Yeah. I don't think it would have any like devastating effects on like team morale or anything like that. I think it would just be like expectations are just way too high for an 0-2 to a new G2 lineup that has you know, communication problems they need to work through, and then to a Heroic that just brought Cadian in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's all how you frame it, right? Like if they're making an investment into the future right now with all these sort of very slow strategies and everything, maybe it all makes sense. But yeah, we just don't know yet. Maybe we get some interviews happening later. Flamey, that's a stunning headshot on Bora. We had a lot of targets there. Connected with one of them and then falling back down, and that's how you want to play it. He's a secondary position, and they're not slowing down at all, and the backup is there just a second too late. He would have loved to have had another teammate there in time, and S-Tag will take down Electronic, and now they're on the site, and they should be getting a bomb plant here fairly quickly. Simple. Can't really stop it from this position. And I think on the other side, maybe a bit too late. That's a nice lineup, though, when they both go down, and Boomich sniping away and down. He's got no chance. Simple with the triple. That was very fast.
I just love Simple taking the liberty of just kind of coming to that door and being like, oh, no one's looking at this. I will just walk out. I will just go see what I can find. And it's obviously 2 headshots to start and a third one to finish it off. 10-5.
Yeah, that was very clean, excuse me, and very much needed, I think, out of Na'Vi.
Yeah, I think also, I mean, the cool part about that, I'm actually surprised that that Heroic didn't try and actually take over control. Maybe they heard like the vent drop and they thought they were just like, you know what, it's probably well guarded. But I mean, everyone kind of in the bomb site, but no one really watching anything at that point. So a little bit of focus slipping away from Heroic as the bomb goes down, and Na'Vi take advantage of it. But here's the topic, the conversation topic that we have in Counter-Strike at the moment. 3 Kriegs brought out for Heroic on the T side.
That's a lot.
In the second round, despite a loss.
I mean, that's going to be outgunning most of what's on the Na'Vi side here.
Yeah, this buy is starting to get a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even outside of, you know, the conversation about nerfing the Krieg, the fact that this is a possibility is way too much.
It does feel like it you know, it's obviously a risk. You do risk the fact that if you lose this round, you're going to be having less of an impact in the next round. But still, Guardian with a beautiful headshot to stay down. Oh, and a follow-up dropping Cadian. That's nicely handled. S-Tag, though, will bring it back against Simple and Electronic, and that was actually 2 of the rifles gone.
Yeah,
2 and 4s.
And that's also Guardian with only 6 HP as well as one of the living players. So, yeah, this went real south for Na'Vi pretty quick, and Guardian, he's playing with fire here. He cannot afford to go down.
Boomich is close with the MP9. We've seen some magic out of him in the past, and this time he's not going to be making it work. Down instead with 2 kills, leaving Flamey in a 1 versus 3. And if he can't clutch this, then the celebration will have been cut real short here by Heroic. He's walking into the right position. Oh, they bring the bomb down instead. He's actually not. I
actually like this. I like this from Heroic a lot. Like, sends down on the scouting mission. And I think, unfortunately, the Krieg didn't actually drop down, so Flamey can't pick it up. But now at least Heroic knows where Flamey is. That's a great shot from S-Tag immediately. And that's a recovery, a 3 on 5. And yeah, a little fortunate for Heroic. S-Tag gets that odd lineup, that double kill, right after Guardian gets his frags. One little small detail as well, Flamey actually ran down the vents and passed through Mini that had a kit on the ground. He didn't even go and pick the kit up. So it would have been a tough retake.
Yeah, it would have been really, really tricky. I'm stunned by that last shot as well. That's not so easy. But what is that, 24 kills now on S-Tag in just 17 rounds? So he's having himself a pretty good game. 10 ahead of Simple on Na'Vi, who's the top fragger.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Well, S-Tag has 24 and Snappy has 15, and even Snappy's 15 is above everyone on Na'Vi.
Yeah, there's some problems here.
Well, this could be a problem. They're going to invest in this next round, Na'Vi.
Is that a fishing hook in his cap?
fishing hook? I didn't see it.
Not FBI, I feel like it was.
You big fisherman? Do you know what fishing hooks look like?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've gone fishing in the past.
Okay. I didn't. Just checking. I
11
myself am not a big fisherman.
Well, you know what they say. Teach a man to fish and we'll keep him hungry for the rest of his life. Teach Navi how to read the clock and maybe they win rounds. It's 3 Kriegs and 2 MAC-10s, which we love. We've been converted.
Yeah, I'm all in. I like the MAC-10 meta. Way more than the Krieg meta.
So keep the MAC-10 where it is, dial the Krieg back just a little bit. Just
Maybe put a
bit.
scope on the MAC-10.
Yeah.
No practical use because it's terrible at long range, but it'd be fun.
I'm alright with that. Take it away from the Krieg, put it in the MAC-10. Maybe make it so you can buy a scope and put it in any weapon you want.
Ooh, simple with an opening kill. That's the CZ. And oh, Boomich adds onto it. Bomb down, dropped into the door, and I think they really want to grab it. The 5-7 not going to be able to complete the kill. And Stown really wants to just take one step out that door to make sure he can control the bomb. And Flamey's forced back by fire. Sure. And actually, I think Heroic have recovered this pretty nicely.
Yeah. Guardian should not be able to win this. He gets some brilliant tags in. Flamey now trying to run down Cadian, and he misses that by just a second. They're also low on health. I mean, if he gets that kill, this is so winnable for him. Molotov not going to touch anyone just yet, and the bomb surely going to be planted. There it is, Flamey closing the door, but I just don't think it's going to matter. He needed that early kill to do something, and now just trying to see if he could maybe bait Cadian into a kill. Instead, going to pick up the rifle, and I'm assuming make a run for it. That's so close.
He can't possibly know the HP, but that was incredibly close. No kit as well. He might feel compelled to go for it, but I think the smarter play, as you mentioned, just keeping this Krieg in his hands. So Heroic going to get up to 12, and they dodge a really dicey situation where there was a lot of pressure put onto their setup and lobby, and that was just maybe one kill away from slipping out of their hands. Uh-oh.
Exits, at least. I mean, this isn't much of a victory at this point in time, is it? You know, getting some kills at the end, we do like that, but 12-6. They need more than just exit frags and close rounds and stuff. You know, they really need to turn this around. They don't have no money at all.
Yeah, they need to save here, and I'm a little bit afraid that they might buy up behind this. We've seen Na'Vi with some aggressive economic decisions, if I recall correctly, yesterday against G2. But they are going to just hold their nerve. More than likely allow Heroic to get up to 13, barring any insanity from Flamey and his Krieg. Then he has picked up a nade behind the weapon. And that's pretty much what Heroic has to be mindful of, where that Krieg actually is placed on the map.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. So by the ramp.
Found
Beautiful headshot. Another challenger, one at a time. Flamey, he's going to say that all day. He'd love another challenge like that. And that, again, I mean, we were just saying it. Just find out where it is and either make it difficult or go somewhere else. And they decided to sacrifice a couple of players to that. That can be very costly.
Cadian with his MAC-10, he can provide an entry, spots the shoulder, gets dinked. That's not ideal. 17 HP, not a clean enough win. And again, the Krieg, 2 have been recovered. This is going to be so tough. Simple and Flamey in the upper bomb site. Warp's going to try and find an entry. Guardian, ooh, he just missed the information, but Guardian taking some shots, lets him know where he is. Snappy finds one on the other side of the map, so we're down into a 3-on-3, and now the armor becomes an issue as well. None of these Na'Vi players have that armor. What a tap! What a tap to escape the danger. 40 seconds left.
He wanted that fight. He threw the grenade into the back room there, into Toxic, and not just in front. He could have thrown it on the stairs if he wanted to, but he wanted to lock him in and say, you just come, take this fight. And he was so ready for it. Now it's a 2-on-3. Still winnable for Na'Vi. They can still do this, but now look at the switch up here from Heroic. Bringing the bomb back because Snappy's holding this line. That is so smart. Flashing the corner in case anyone is there, but they're going to be way out of position, Na'Vi. And with no armor, no grenades, and no kits, hard as it is, they should almost save this right away.
Yeah, they have to. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that gamble from Na'Vi. Both players just going to the lower bomb site because this is what it affords you. Well, the economy is going to be so important for them to preserve if they want to make this comeback happen. So keep these Kriegs in your hands. It'll probably give you another buy later in the half that you otherwise wouldn't have. And Heroic's going to be up 7 rounds, 13-6. Just 3 rounds away from eliminating Na'Vi from the event.
I mean, on top of some of the other mistakes that we've seen Na'Vi make, those kind of rounds, once they're presented to you, once you get some opening kills, you get that Krieg working, I mean, Flamey did a good job. You need to have those wins every once in a while, right? That's the thing that's going to spark some life back into the team. Now instead, as you said, 3 rounds away from getting knocked out. This is working out very well for the Danes at the moment. 13-6. What's the plan for Na'Vi? I mean, they've got some Kriegs, they've got some grenades here. This is a round that you can can't really complain about the equipment too much. Some very annoying Molotovs. Boomich has found the one corner of that roof that is not on fire. And that might be very annoying, yet they think that's already been cleared out. He jumps down into the open arms of Boro, but Simple and Guardian able to clean the rest up. And that was an attempt to do sort of to Na'Vi what Na'Vi were doing to Heroic in the first half, just going for one of those A rushes, and it gets shut down.
Yeah, that's a tough timing for it. Na'Vi, especially with the Kriegs that were brought over from the previous round, are able to forward all the Molotovs, and they finally had enough money to get all that utility to stop a play just like that. I think Heroic missed that window where they had such an economic advantage where that could be really, really deadly. Tough part now is when you make that call, it's so cool and it works. But if you're Na'Vi and you're looking to establish your economy and recover, you love that call at this point because the Molotov slowed it down, you slaughter the attack, and you have 4 players still alive. So if you can keep those 4 players alive, all of a sudden you're sitting much, much nicer. You're feeling much more comfortable with the money you have behind your buys.
Yeah, that makes a big difference to them, absolutely. They just... chance there. Simple going to be taking him down for a triple in the round. And I'm also surprised that Boomich found that corner because obviously once they throw that Molotov, your whole point of throwing it is so that you don't have to check that, right? So yeah. he just gets the 1 kill, but he did some damage and just, you know, slowed them down even.
Well, also, what an awkward angle to have to clear. Like, it's really difficult to get a double kill if you're the first person coming out hut and you have to look up at that position. And then it's so hard to transition your crosshair to a new spot to find the follow-up. Heroic is out of money after this buy. Na'Vi finally have gotten them into a position where they can take everything away. Single smoke outside, still 3 remaining for the rest of this round for the attackers.
Tronic. Usually this just gets Molotov the way. But they are waiting for it. If he stands up right here and they're both looking, that should work out in their favor, you have to assume.
On the other hand, if Guardian throws a flashbang.
Yeah. He's a little bit far away now, but he could. That would be the normal setup for it. Just checking the minimap at the moment to see if he's going to go for it. He's just waiting around. Maybe they just want the contact, so if someone sort of walks past out here or runs past or anything like that, that's when Guardian fires the AWP, and then Electronic is right afterwards.
I'm amazed that they're so susceptible to that flash peek. I'm amazed they've just been sitting here with that angle for this long. Just waiting for a peek that's not coming. 38 seconds. There, finally it's there, but I mean, that's a tough shot to really punish with that quick of a peek from Electronic. So that's about 30 seconds of the round that seem to have accomplished nothing for Heroic. Plenty of players outside. Simple going to go for the peek. They line up, but he can't find any of the kills. He needed that first one quick.
They only have 20 seconds. This seems like pure madness out of Heroic, even with the entry frag. One little mistake here, and the round is already done. 15 seconds on the clock. Now they're making their way on the outside here. Cadian has the bomb, and now they're going to try and wrap on this A bomb side. Boomich will take down one. Down with the return. 8 seconds on the clock, and Cadian dropping down low to go for the bomb plant, and they're just going to get it in time. What a ridiculous strategy from Heroic, but it works. And now it's Flamey and Electronic left. 2 versus 3, and Flamey just smoked off. He wanted for there to be an opening. If there had been, that would have been such a gift to him.
I think he just called for a save.
Yeah.
I think you could see it on his face as well. He was disgusted by his own call. That or he's bringing Electronic back. They do have 2 kits, so I mean, they could go for it, but it would be such a risk.
They just don't want to. Man, if that smoke goes a bit deeper and it's somehow a little bit of a one-way, that's, you know, I think that's what he wanted. 14 rounds for Heroic. A strategy that involves... I mean, there's no room for error there at all. Any kind of a problem, let's say Boomich, you know, just happens to have a Molotov left that he can throw the high or something like that, it's done.
Again, though, I think Na'Vi, this defense, maybe something they look at and they need to add in is those pop flash peaks. It's one of the impressive things we saw out of G2 yesterday in their victory over Na'Vi is how they were doing that and how dynamic the CT side was. That's like a minute of the round where nothing happens and neither team was really trying to find anything out about the opponent's setup. Heroic was waiting for a peek. Na'Vi never could have flashed for Electronic, could have flashed for Simple to make that peek. A lot of different things that could have happened.
A lot of people outside. Electronic, I don't know. Looked like maybe there was a gap. Simple dropping very low, but he does win the fight. And that was with Stown over at the squeak door. Snappy sneaking his way through to find Electronic, and they might have come out on top in spite of the early win for Simple there. I'm pretty sure Stown blew up the door just to force out some grenades there, and then just waits on the other side.
I cannot believe they're just crossing out in the open, no smokes. Guardian's here, always spots one or two, and that is a huge win for Snappy. I think Guardian couldn't believe his eyes when he saw just a pair of heads out in the open waiting for him. And now the tough part is Simple with 6 HP. It's going to be really difficult for him to get involved in the action, especially if he has to rotate into a new position. He's just to park himself in a corner and hope they come into his crosshair.
He's trying to find out all the information for his team right now so that at least Boomich and Flamey can play again, up against each other. Cadian winning that fight against Flamey, and that's just no chance.
This is so tough. It's about to be 15 to 7, and there's no money on the Na'Vi side.
Yeah, you need the rifles.
Yeah, I don't even know if they can go for this one.
No.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they definitely can't go for it, and they need to be really worried, I would say, about the idea that they could even be found later on in this. I mean, right now S-Tag is already, or is just checking it all out, but let's say Rogue are being very safe in this round. They're making absolutely sure there is nobody hiding in any corners or anything.
They are running down the clock.
Yeah, making sure. But Boomich and Simple, just time to back on out. That is, I don't know. There's a lot of question marks that we were excited at the beginning of this tournament because we had a feeling that, we're starting to see like a return of Guardian to that old level. It's not that I would rule that out yet, but certainly some of these games have been quite far away from that.
He's had a rough event. I think someone on Twitter posted me his stats for this event. And it's not great, especially when you compare it to like the promising Guardian that we saw at Malmo.
Yeah, because that was so much fun, right? And obviously he had that comment leaving phase that felt like it was a waste of time or whatever it was, and so you felt like there was a lot on the line for him personally to do well. And again, it's early days.
Yeah, I was gonna say his story is not quite over in Na'Vi just yet. It's just beginning.
It's very early days.
But it is a bit rocky to assess it from the outside, where you're just like, yeah, this is sick, he's back, and then you're like, oh god, no, he's back to not having impact again.
Yeah. The wrong kind of back.
The wrong kind.
15 to 7, ladies and gentlemen. Heroic a single round away from not just winning, but knocking Na'Vi out of the tournament. That really would be something, wouldn't it? The money not looking good. Cadian, though, absolutely is. Taking down Simple through the door, and well, he's going to be very frustrated. We'll get another chance at a gift, maybe. That's the upside, I suppose.
You have to imagine. I like this as well. Borup, because of the pick from his teammate, he's like, let's just go for it. Oh, he's going to spot that. He's calling out the lobby crunch for sure right now. He said they're in hut. And now he's going to see one over towards door. That should be a free kill on Electronic. Nade into hut. Guardian gets one. Good trade from Boomich, but they know exactly where he is, and he does not have the health for a fight. He's lucky to be alive right now, but so is Borup in a way.
Cadian, he's got the right idea, but what a headshot from Flamey, and he'll close out the round. A triple. Oh man, that looked like one of the more winnable rounds for Heroic. They had everything lined up inside of that A-bomb site. I'm shocked.
That, and I mean, they had all the information. They had the play, the flank from Borup. They had a couple free kills in there. Cadian spams Simple. Borup gets Electronic from behind and still not able to pull it out. What a round from Flamey. That flank through the smoke was massive. Obviously put a Krieg in his hands, and it is a dangerous, dangerous beast. So a lifeline for Na'Vi. They have to win 7 in a row now to force overtime on map 2, or they go home with no victories.
S-Tag is very quickly up on the silo out there. Wonder if he actually wanted to continue or not, but I guess he's just looking for any kind of aggressive push, and Guardian has got the orb out in the garage. The rest of Heroic are just waiting around.
I thought he was going to do it again.
Yeah. There was a chance, wasn't there?
Very patient from Heroic. A couple players sinking back towards T-spawn. Imagine to throw the wall of smokes outside, but they reconsider. And Snappy still waiting for someone to walk in. Katie in here now. That smoke will protect Simple for the moment, and there is a little bit of a gap on the right side, so if they were to get into position in the doorway, he'd be able to spot it out. But the smoke and the utility from Na'Vi pretty much stalls out any progression for the offense.
We're down to 40 seconds, and again, Heroic just really spending time early on here. Thinking about it, setting it all up, waiting for Na'Vi perhaps to make a mistake. Simple's got an interesting angle, maybe could go for a peek here. Has to be careful he doesn't fall off the ledge when he goes for it, but he gets knocked up right away. Electronic with the kill on board. Guardian showing up with a nice headshot with the AWP, and Boomich will take care of the rest. And Snappy, he's got the bomb. I don't know if he made it down the vent. He finally does, but it's a 1 versus 4. It's very, very hard to imagine how he could win this. Not even getting onto the bomb side, I think it's going to be possible. Flamey's there, and another round, 15-9, and that's the money kind of gone now for Heroic. So a chance here for Na'Vi for a little bit of breathing space.
Yeah, a chance to make a comeback happen as well. Flamey really provided it to him in that previous round. They'll have some timeouts to work with, and obviously a 6-round lead still. This would be such a miraculous comeback, considering the Na'Vi that we've seen in the second half struggling to build any kind of momentum, struggling to find success. Finally, though, for the first time in the half, winning 2 in a row. No utility, no rifles, just pistols, and you have to imagine Na'Vi's going to handle this one with ease. Stown does find a kill at the end, but Simple's not going to let him swing into the bomb site, and Guardian's not going to let him live for much longer. 13 kills now on Guardian.
That, yeah, that was some nice rounds here. Building up some economy, obviously, from Na'Vi's point of view. It's not like they're not saving money so they can buy later on. If they make a mistake now, they're out. And that in itself is a bit troublesome. They've won 3 in a row. They need to win the 5 more. So we're banking on the idea that Na'Vi can go on an 8-round win streak to bring it into overtime. Doesn't seem realistic when you put it like that, does it?
No, when you put it in those terms, I didn't feel positive about it at all.
It wasn't a hype speech. It was.
It was a realism speech?
It was more a realism speech, yeah.
It was bringing them back to reality. How the odds have changed as well.
They have. What was it, 6% for Heroic?
Yeah, in terms of the voting.
On the strafe app?
Yeah, 6% to 94. Bloody hell. What an upset this would be. 15-10. Heroic looking for that final round. Cadian with the deagle, but the rest of his team's buying up. So Cadian, you think in the next time they have a full buy, is going to want the AWP, trying to save as much money as possible. All 5 players inside for Heroic. And Electronic is pushed up outside, so he's going to have a lot of intel.
Yeah, he definitely knows. S-Tags usually be up on the silo or up on Twinkie to look down. This time, Guardian is covering one side, so this is going to be very hard to check for Borb. Even if he has the idea and he kind of wants to find out if anyone's out here. Now they're all back out here instead, so they need to at the very least smoke off Guardian, then maybe they can deal with Electronic all on their own. There's the wall going up, but Guardian still has a clear shot. The flashbang will at least push him off, but the lineup is beautiful, and Electronic he'll get to and tag up a 3rd, and that is all worth it.
Yeah, very much so. What kind of a play does Stown make now? Inside of door room, his teammates are rotating back to join up with him, and Boomich feels a little bit of nervousness as his teammates have all rotated away. He's the only one in the upper bomb site for the moment. Guardian can fly up the ladder very quickly, but here comes the slow-paced hit, and Boomich wants to get aggressive. Guardian up the ladder, not expecting that whatsoever. Good opening kill. Boomich takes his attention away. If they come in through hut, he's in trouble, but all 3 coming out of door. There's the first kill. Bomb on the ground, and Boomich just going to sink into safety towards lobby where they least expect him, and Simple's going to end things with a double kill.
Wow, some very close rounds here. I mean, even if they survive with 3 members, that's not really the point. It's just not a lot has to go wrong here for Na'Vi to have this slip away. Heroic are putting on a lot of pressure, but they're also running out of money every once in a while now. So back to some pistols, some half buys here. Although actually these rounds could be very dangerous for Na'Vi as well. We've seen that time and again where you think, oh, now it's just the pistol half buy, it's fine, and then that's where you get into trouble. So I'd be maybe even more scared now, just because of how erratic these rounds can be. He's down. I don't know if he wanted to make the jump in, but he's going to be there now. Oh, actually running through instead and onto the bomb site. And oh no, here we go. Boomage down as well. Simple gone on the bomb site. A two-man lead here, or one-man lead for Heroic. The bomb is going to be going down right away. They don't have any more grenades. They do have a little bit of a rifle picked up there on Snappy. The Krieg, and he has armor. Na'Vi, all on this one round to try for the retake. And they're going to be smoking off the hut, just making sure that if anyone is there, they'll have to at least run through the smoke. A Molotov to follow, a lot of flashbangs, and jumping right down. Snappy will catch Flamey and follow up a kill, and there's nothing left now. No chance, a 1 versus 4, and Snappy goes down. What a round out of Heroic to close it out and knock Na'Vi out of the tournament, 16-11.
That is an impressive victory for Heroic, especially following up. Remember, just recently second place at DreamHack Rotterdam with Cadian coming in very quickly, showing some results. And for a team that everyone is excited about, everyone is really interested in where they're going to go. Na'Vi, a disappointing event, dropping out very early on. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions asked. We'll have to answer about exactly what happened here, but for the moment we can focus on such a success story out of Heroic. And there's going to be some inspirational stuff posted by Cadian, I guarantee it.
Yeah, absolutely, it should be. That was a really, really cool game being played by them. I think especially on Nuke, you saw like a lot of flex in what they were able to do and in the positions they were able to take. That was a fun T-side, I thought. Yeah, for Na'Vi, I mean, we're going to have to find out. And
the recovery on Train, I thought, was super impressive. Yeah. But also that victory seemed to, like, build and bleed some confidence into the Nuke match. Like, they looked much more comfortable in every facet on Nuke from start to finish versus Train, which was really cool. So for a team that has some interesting players, I'm excited to see what Heroic is going to be able to do next.
Yeah, I hope they can keep this lineup for a while and sort of like keep building on it and mold it into to an even more stable team. That'd be very, very fun. We do have the interview ready with Parla, so I look forward to hearing from them.
What is going on, everybody? I'm here on the floor with Casper Caddy, also known as Cadian. Congratulations on that win. I want to talk about one of the near-end rounds there where Borup managed to get inside and get a lot of information, but he didn't manage to capitalize on it. The round went to Na'Vi. What happened?
I got a cheeky wallbang on Simple. Borup was sneaking around yard. He said that he heard a guy scope and he was sneaking in main. We were ready to capitalize. We gave him the space. He got the kill, but it kind of went chaotic, and I think some guy pushed Ram Flamey and got a very important kill, and all of a sudden we were like in an awkward 3v3, and actually also the bomb was in the back of lobby, which one of us probably should have had. So that's why it went to a big mess, but as you could see, we tried to keep our composure. We managed to get good plans for the upcoming T rounds and secured the win against Na'Vi. I mean, that ain't too bad.
You did indeed secure the win, and your win is, of course, unfortunately for Na'Vi, their loss. A very disappointing tournament for them. Did you see any particular weaknesses in their game?
It's hard to say because they're also an early team. Kind of a little bit miss Simple AWPing. At least from playing against him, I think he's super good with the AWP. But it's too early days. Honestly, I really like this Boomage edition. I think he's a super good young, talented in-game leader. Has an explosive play style, and if you look at those 5 individuals, it's a team that you have to fear a little bit, or at least respect. So I think it's too early for me, potentially for anyone to judge Na'Vi, but obviously we expect them to do better than this.
Great words, Casper. Now, talking about yourself, you just recently joined Heroic, and it's going pretty damn well. You just came from Rotterdam, where you got 2nd place. Firstly, how was that?
Rough, honestly. Like, the entire event was amazing. The Dutch crowd, they're still tweeting, they're still out there on Instagram and so on. But the 2nd place was rough. We had a good start to the final, and we ended up not playing our own game, which I also kind of felt like against Avantgarde. We weren't our true selves. Today, we played way better. We had better composure. But again, as you said, I'm new to this team. Some of the other guys are new as well. It's a learning experience. We take every loss. We try to evaluate what can we do better for next time, and we're trying to find the right recipe of like preparation, map pool, and these kind of things. So we still have a lot to learn from.
And leading on from that, I was going to ask you, before you had your first match here of the tournament, what was the feeling and potential confidence going into this tournament?
Honestly, like, not gonna lie, we were a bit tired from going directly from London to Rotterdam to Turkey. I know other teams are dealing with this as well. The constant traveling, it's pretty rough. But we are an underdog in a big boy league, which this tournament is. It has all the best teams in the world, other than maybe Astralis and Liquid. So, I mean, we're an underdog. We take one game at a time, and that's why you could probably also see on some of the emotion that beating a team such as Na'Vi was important for us, because Rotterdam, it was a DreamHack Open. It's not the same caliber of teams. So, yeah, early days at this tournament, but we hope to take more big teams down.
Awesome. Well, Casper, always a pleasure to chat to you. Always been a likable guy as well, and we see that in spades when you were in Rotterdam and you won the crowd over, and you seem very happy in your team here. Heroic taking the win, knocking Na'Vi out of the